Welcome to practice, everyone. I have all the usual props around, a blanket for extra padding, some yoga blocks, and a big cushion. This is a yoga bolster. So you're welcome to have any or some of these, any or all. And we'll start out in a position, a seated position that will work for you. So maybe that is a kneeling position, but it doesn't have to be. So we might add a little extra push under the knees. We might also grab something like a block and put it between our heels to sit up a little taller. And you may also want that second block nearby, and because I have extra, I'm just going to put one on each side. So we'll just take a few moments to arrive, to find a seat that will be sustainable for the next at least minute. So if you're not in it right now, go ahead and make yourself more comfortable. Let the eyes rest. Sighing with the exhales. They might even be audible sighs, creating some vibration, some sound healing for yourself. Full deep inhale in through the nostrils. Releasing, letting go of those little bits of tension perhaps we didn't even know we were holding on to. We might find a little rock in our seat now, especially if we're sitting on something like a block. It can give us a little bit of feedback. Maybe it feels familiar, like a hard bleacher seat or a metal chair seat under the sits bones. And we might just take a moment and round the back. So you're thinking a seated cat pose. It doesn't have to be a deep one, but you might notice that it feels like maybe you're rocking backwards in a rocking chair, almost a little bit too far. And then let's go the other way. Let's pull ourselves up through the middle, get a little longer, and we're starting to arch the back like cow pose. And it feels like our belly button perhaps is dipping or pointing downwards, and the sits bones sending back, maybe even a little wide. If we're not quite sure about that yet, we might just slowly rock forward and rock back. Maybe you're doing this on something a little higher up, like a balance ball. And then let's find a spot that does feel like it's in the middle. And we may just wobble up, getting a little bit taller. Let the eyes rest, coming back to the breath. Invite the fingers to very gently strum. And perhaps we raise the right hand, and I'm mirroring, and bring movement just into those right fingers. And if this side is sensitive, you can certainly just visualize the movement. You can do less at any point. We may twirl that wrist, twirl it the other way. Mindful of any props that are nearby, we may just start to expand that arm out to the side, and we might just move it right back in. So maybe you are doing a lot with the arms. It could even just be gripping a steering wheel, or maybe you're at your keyboard a whole lot. Maybe you're using gardening tools. Whatever it may be, gripping with our hands, just extend that arm. We're opening up the hand. We're not gripping anything. We might even fan the fingers like we have slices of pie between them. But perhaps we let that go, soften the elbow, bring the movement back into the fingers. Give a little nod to the head and consider turning the nose tip opposite the arm. We don't have to go quickly. We don't have to go far. We may keep a little bit of nodding, and then gather back in towards midline. Find that same side shoulder, and you're welcome just to bring a hand there and place it. We might just circle the hand. We may circle the shoulder. And let's reverse, go the other way, second direction. Give yourself a moment breathing. Opposite ear now. So if that was your right hand, Let your left ear tip towards its own shoulder. And we could explore some very, very slow motion yes nods. We don't have to. We could be perfectly still. Chin may dip closer to the chest. The head may tip back. We might even jut the chin up on the diagonal. We might draw the chin forward like we're a chihuahua with an underbite. Very gently. Let the chin roll to the middle of the chest. Slide the hands forward. We're widening the shoulder blades. Let the shoulders rise. Let the shoulders slide down and back. Breathing. Second side. There is no hurry again, just mindful of where that arm is going to expand to so we don't run into furniture. So we might extend and gather the arm in. We can keep that dynamic, just extending and gathering, especially if we are experiencing a lot of tension. Let's take a moment and pause, twirl the wrist the other way. And re-extend, open those digits, nose tip to the middle. Maybe we need to bring some movement back into the fingers. How is this side feeling? There's no rush, no hurry. We may glide the head a little. We might gather it back in. So one side might be harboring much more tension than the other, and you can adjust as needed. We may turn the head in the opposite direction. Feeling through it, feeling into it. Let's gather in towards midline. We might place a hand on the shoulder and just rest it there. Close the eyes. How is the shoulder doing? We may draw some circles. We may actually circle the shoulder, reversing direction, finding that opposite ear, letting the ear tip towards its shoulder. The head may nod. Maybe we're tipping back and jutting the chin. Maybe we're slowly letting the chin move closer to the chest and holding and breathing. Eventually rolling the chin to the middle. Maybe there's a little loll side to side. Roll the shoulders forward. Invite both shoulders up, back, and down. Let's spin the palms to face up. Flex the wrists, fingers down. Cluster fingers. Bring the fingers in. Flexing, curling in. Consider grabbing the fingers of one hand, pressing out through the heel of the hand. You can let it go immediately. Let's try the other side. Maybe we're holding for a few moments. Bringing movement back into the fingers. Go the other way. And then consider left ear again, tipping towards its shoulder. And the right arm expanding, maybe movement in the fingers. Let's bring it all back to the middle. So second ear, right ear towards its shoulder. We may extend, expand left arm. And bring it back to the middle. Give yourself a moment to round the back, shoulders forward. Arching, chest rising, chin may rise. Let's bring it back to the middle. And consider having a prop, if there's just one on the left side. We might start on the tallest possible setting for now. And left side, that would be right arm rising. So we're reaching that right arm up in the air. Go for some length. We might just try out and land in a little bit of a side lean. We may place the hand at the back of the head. So bending the elbow, tipping back. We might head back into the lean. You can stay here. We may bring ourselves up. And then as we tip lean just moderately, we may bring the elbow like it's going to meet that inner left elbow, the down hand elbow. Just moving at your own rhythm. We may rise up with a little bit of a twist. Take your time, no hurry. Just feeling through it. Let it be more about how it feels right now, not necessarily how many you do. And gradually unwinding. So we may just pause in the middle, wobbling up, coming back to the breath. Absolutely no hurry. We might be moving a prop from the left to the right hand down. And maybe we start at the tallest setting. Maybe we know we need something a little different. And we may extend. We may reach that left arm up in the air and stay in the middle. Maybe we're finding a little bit of lean. And we can certainly stay with an extended arm. We might rise up and bring the hand to the back of the head, tipping the head back, letting the elbow be open for a moment. Breathing. How does this feel in your upper arm, chest, shoulder? Maybe we're finding that tip lean towards the right. And perhaps the left elbow is folding in a little down. We may just open it back up. We may open it back up with a little more twist, a little more rotation to the left. Take your time again. Listen to your body. How does it feel? We'll slowly rise up, and perhaps we bring both hands behind our head. Thumbs point down and then scoop up under the base of the skull. So we're creating just a nice little bit of traction at the back of the neck. We might find a little side to side wobble. The elbows do not have to be wide open. We may hug them in. We may round back. And gently rolling up. Consider pressing both arms high. We may bend one elbow. We may bend the other elbow. We may find those little shifts side to side to side, wiggling up, exhale, rotating, twisting towards the right. You're welcome to have your hands on props or maybe your knee in a prop, maybe your hip. Let's inhale through the middle and exhale, finding that rotation, that twist on the second side. Inhale, coming back through the middle, thumbs to forehead, thumbs to heart. Releasing the hands down, we'll come out of this kneeling position. So if you are in it, just take a few moments. You might want some padding underneath your knees. I'm going to pivot around sideways to you. So we may just be coming up and reaching one foot back, pitching back through the heel, a little rounding in the back, maybe a little nod of the head. Releasing knee down, send the second heel back. And then releasing down. So let's come to a mer seat position for a moment as a transition. We'll swing the legs around, and you may want to stay on that extra padding. And I'm going to give you a couple of options for your arms. One, take them completely out of it. If you're feeling sensitive, shoulders, wrists, lie on your back. If the wrists feel great, you might be on your hands. Maybe we're kind of in the middle, and we come down on our forearms. But how do the shoulders feel about this? So maybe we're just coming all the way down onto back body. Take a moment and extend your left leg. We're finding a figure four position, a gentle one. So maybe we even are saying a little hello to that figure four. Tip the knee in, open it out. And then we're letting the legs rock a little to the right. Take your time to the middle, and a little to the left. So again, you can be on your back, but maybe we're up on our forearms or on our hands. So we're not attempting to bring our foot all the way down to the ground. We're just feeling into that left hip for now. Find the middle. We might pause and have a little rock at center before we tip more to the left. And again, if the shoulders are just saying no thanks, too much, take the arms out of it, come on to the back. And then find center, extend that left leg, and we'll trade sides. So when you are ready, second leg on top. So that other variation, your hands, maybe the fingers are pointing in, but they, again, don't have to be. Maybe they're a little wider, fingers pointing back. We might just be finding a little tiny rock in the middle or turning the knee in, a little out. You're listening to your hip. We're heading over to the left. There's no speed here. We're just feeling into the hips, into the glutes. Whichever version of the figure four feels suitable for now. We'll tip to that second side as well. You don't have to go through all of the possible arm or no arm variations. I'm just modeling them. And you can linger where it feels like your body appreciates it the most. Maybe we're finding those little rocks through the center. So let's go ahead and re-extend that right leg. Now, depending on the version you're in, maybe you're higher up, and we're just going to press all the way up. If you're on your belly, on your back, we're rolling over to the belly, but you may want some padding underneath your hip bones. So again, we might still be using that blanket. Maybe we need to slide it up a little higher so that it does land under the hip bones. So as we make our way down onto the belly, you might just crisscross the forearms and place the forehead on the forearms. We may find a little rock through the hips, just a little wobble side to side. And if it's already feeling like maybe we don't have enough padding underneath the hip bones, now's a good time to adjust that. Now you are absolutely welcome to keep your forehead on your forearms. I'm going to lift up so that I'm less muffled. I'll be kind of muffled if I'm talking down into the mat. I might use a yoga block, and you can always hold the block or place it on the floor to support the brow. But again, perfectly great to just let your forehead rest, less strain in the neck. So we may give ourselves a little lean, very slowly to each side. Doesn't even have to be back and forth. We may just pause, side to side. We may stay perfectly centered. Now, centered, we might have plenty of tension through the abdomen. Maybe we kind of enjoy turning up that tensioning and lean a little to one side. If you're leaning, consider going to the right first and bending that left knee. Again, neck down, great, head down, great. So we may just wobble that leg or even hold it still or circle the leg. Keep breathing into the ground, into the belly. And we may take a moment and make sure that, like, with all the wobbling, maybe it's gone a little wide. We might sort of recenter it and press up through the heel. I really like the brow down for this so that we're not tensioning the neck. So feel free to take a look and then try it. I'll do this with brow down. So we have brow down, if you can hear me. And this might be enough. You might press your heel up and lower the thigh back down. It doesn't have to be a huge move. You don't have to hold it long. We just have a little lifting, a little lowering. We'll release that and start to bend that second knee. So we may just explore a little bit. It could be back and forth, circles, side to side. And again, if the leg kind of slid a little wider to the right, we might just adjust that thigh in, press up through the heel. Great place to support the brow, and we may lift the leg. So you might really want cushioning underneath the hip for these foot elevators. So we may press the foot up, release down, up and down. And letting that go. We may give the hips a little rock. You don't have to do any more. You can in fact do less. We might find those sways side to side. We may stay low again and bend the left knee, and perhaps we start to rock a little more. So I'm definitely going pretty far with this rock just to demonstrate it. It doesn't have to be this far, and you don't have to hold it. So we might carefully bend a knee, and we may let that hip rise and the foot reach back. Take your time. Maybe we're just very lightly bending the knees. Maybe that's all the movement we want right now. So let's do another variation. So we may rise up into Sphinx. And if, like me, you're kind of traveling backwards and you're starting to lose your hip cushioning, feel free to scooch forward, find your way forward. So let's do that right side first, actually. So let's bend the knee, press up through the heel. You're welcome to have the head down. We may lift, we may turn the knee forward, and we may keep going, landing that inner ankle on the floor. Sometimes the foot needs padding too. If you went too high, you might get a butt cramp. Feel free, too high, too fast, hip cramp, butt cramp. So pull the toes up, and we may just find those sways side to side. If it's the right knee bending, we might walk the elbows a little more right. We may look right. We may bring a little movement back into the head. The long leg may be perfect as it is. You might decide to tuck the toes, ratchet the knee up. We might wiggle the leg. You can keep the toes tucked. You could repoint the foot. Mindful of your inner knee. We might need padding under the inner knee. We may lift the little toe side, that right foot, up and lower it down. We may bring it up. Again, it doesn't have to be a whole lot. You're paying attention to how it feels. So we may then lift the leg back to that knee bent, heel up position, and then extend the leg. Please feel free to come all the way down, back to center, take a breath. So maybe we tuck the toes, ratchet the knees, bend that left knee, point the right foot. Breathing. We may lift and lower. You can stick with this. We may lift and take that knee out to the side. We're kind of trying to keep it up, but there's a point usually where it needs to land and slide on the floor, and then we'll just fine tune the placement. And maybe we're sliding a little left, and maybe we move back to the right. We may take it more left, and you can keep just kind of working through, looking for where you're experiencing the tension in the body from our overuse, from our underuse. Maybe we're coming right around towards that left knee, chin may turn to the left. We may decide to bend the right knee, tuck the right toes, elevate the knee, ratchet that heel back, just a possibility. You might repoint the foot. You can back it off. You do not have to raise the foot, but you might. We may lift the little toe side of that left foot up, bringing it back down. It may lift and release. If and when you feel ready, we may lift that thigh back towards midline so that heel is elevated. Maybe we're swaying the leg gradually, careful of what might be behind you. Bringing that foot back down to the ground, and we may just walk the elbows forward. If you had one forearm, the favorite one on top, take a moment, swap it up. We may roll the heels out and do a little rock, a little wobble through the hips. Consider planting the hands, lifting the chest. We may bring the elbows back to the ground, rise up. We may walk the elbows forward, palms down, and perhaps we start to lift the elbows. We might steer a little to one side, back towards center, tipping, steering to the other side. We'll make our way back to center, plant the hands, and perhaps pressing back to child's pose. If you've got a big cushion, a bolster handy, we may place that between the knees, wide knees. We might even elevate it with a block or two blocks, even better, so you don't have that squishy sag point in the middle. Let yourself tip down, resting in child's pose. Let the eyes rest. You're turning the head to one side. Take a moment, turn the head to the second side for a few more rounds of breath. And let's slide the hands in, pressing ourselves slowly up, sliding any cushions off the mat. We may want to keep some knee padding, cushioning nearby. Perhaps we bring the knees in and find a couple of blocks. So feel free, if they're sturdy, to spin them to the tallest setting so that we can just step that right foot forward. We may need to tuck the left toes and ratchet that left knee a little further back. We may decide to move right hand inside right foot and heel toe, right foot wider. We may sink in, we may point the back foot and let the pelvis, the hips rotate a little to the right, toes, knee to the right. We may find our way back up through center, start to send the hips back a bit. We could rock back onto the heel, shifting forward. We may think about circling from the hips. So you can place that right hand where it works for you. Maybe we want the foot more narrow. Maybe we're enjoying the wider circles. And let's find a spot where we start to send that right leg long. Now we might point the foot, we might even have to hold the big toe side of the foot down. And we may find a little wobble through the hips, through the low back. And perhaps we lunge back into front knee, heel toe, right foot to a more centered position. So left hand may go wide and on a block. The left toes may tuck and that left knee may rise. We might keep the right hand down on the thigh. We may bring the hand back to the head, tipping back. And perhaps while we're here, we just reach that arm up and overhead. Bring the hand back to the head and then consider extending that front leg. Take your time. Maybe we even put the back knee all the way down, sinking into the lunge as we rotate. You can always do less. You can keep that back knee down. We may lift the knee and perhaps we extend that front leg and take that right elbow back like it's heading somewhere towards that left leg. If you would prefer, you could have left hand grounded. We may land the knee. We may rotate. And we're just staying mindful about how it feels, not necessarily how many we're doing. You might do another one, but you certainly don't have to. So let's eventually wind out of it. We'll find our blocks. Make sure that left knee feels supported. Scooching, right foot forward. Maybe spin the blocks higher. And perhaps we rock back on the heel. We may dial or roll the whole leg more to the right, the whole front leg more to the right. And starting to slide that leg back in. Perhaps we're bringing the right hand block inside the right foot and heel toe, right foot until you feel ready to slide right knee in. We may grab our block and sit on it between the heels. We may grab hold of that left wrist, heel of the hand faces the ceiling, reaching up. Finding a little bit of lean over to the right. Make our way back to center, swap the grip, little lean over to the left. Find the middle, let the hands come down. Option to have hands on hips, maybe knuckles together behind the back, shoulders are rolling back. Some of us may bring the palms together, fingertips pointing down or up. Whichever variation you prefer. Feeling to the front of the shoulders, the front of the chest, and then releasing whichever sort of bind you might have with the hands. And we may find those props. Make sure you've got cushioning under right knee. Navigating left foot forward. Perhaps we start by heel toeing that left foot wider. And we might just say a little hello, shifting a little forward, shifting a little back. How does it feel on this side? We don't have to drop right into the lunge. Maybe we did on the other side. Maybe it's the right thing to do here if and when you're ready. Maybe we sink into that lunge, letting the shoulders, left knee, left toes, the hips perhaps rotate a little more left. We might find a few rocks. We may slide back. Maybe we swing that right leg and saying hello to extending that left leg. We don't have to hold it right away. We don't have to pin the big toe down right away. We might go back and forth a couple of times. We may be using that left hand to try to pin left big toe side of the foot down. And we can make adjustments. We may heel toe that foot closer in as we start to explore hip circles. Try the circles in the second direction. And we may decide to heel toe that foot quite a bit more in. Maybe we're scooching those toes forward, a little forward, little back. We may spin our props up higher. We may rock back on that left heel. Maybe we're swaying the hips, tipping, leaning the hips back. Possibly we're dialing that whole left leg more left. But again, this side might have other considerations. Stay longer if you like. So we might be bending back into that front knee. We might use a block under the right hand. We may place left hand on that left knee. We may tuck the back toes and lift the back knee, starting to rotate towards the left. We may take that left hand behind the head. We can certainly just tip back and hold. We may decide to extend the leg, bringing the elbow as though it's moving towards back toes, back knee. We may drop the back knee to the ground as we move back into the twist. We might explore extending the arm, and you can certainly hold. You don't have to just keep moving through it. But we might. Again, you're listening to how it feels. Take your time to unwind, letting the hips move back, maybe using those blocks for longer arms. We may need to step the block into heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, that left leg back, swing it back. So we may be taking feet wide. We might be sitting on a prop or two between the heels. The heels nestle along the prop if you are using one. Give yourself a moment. We might put a prop off to the right. Consider reaching that left arm up in the air, and we can stay here. We don't have to go anywhere else. We may bring the hand behind the head. We can certainly stay here. We might use that block. Maybe we keep that right hand down. We might slide it a little bit back, tipping back, leaning back. We may trade sides. So block to the other side, right arm high. Maybe hand behind the head. We may tip back, lean back. So just a possibility. Be very careful about what might be behind you. And if the wrists are feeling really sensitive, maybe don't do this next variation. So possibly we're kneeling on our heels. We may bring our hands to the floor behind us. Check in with the wrists, and it might be plenty just to roll the shoulders back. Maybe we're pressing down into the shins, lifting the hips, and then releasing the hips down. You can turn the hands a little out or fingertips all the way back and try it that way. Maybe that feels a little bit better. And releasing down. Take your time. And again, it's how it feels. If you want to do one more, please do. If the wrists are just like, that was fun, but I've had enough. Go ahead, get off the wrists. And we may just cluster, flex, maybe a little bit of self massage. And consider coming to stand. So maybe we've got that support underneath the knees, and we may shift to one side, bring one foot forward, press down, and rise up, shifting it out. So you could certainly use a chair, but maybe we're just going to use blocks or the floor for support. And we might want to move extra padding out of the way. So let's heel toe or step the feet wide. And we may just find a little rock through the feet, a little forward, a little back. We may hinge at the knees, tip the hips back, starting to find our forward fold. So feel free to have the hands higher. We might shift a little side to side. It doesn't have to be a deep knee bend. It could be. Shifting right, shifting left. Getting into the inner thighs, the backs of the thighs. We may heel toe the feet in if we're sliding, which wouldn't be unusual in these temperatures. We might shift a little forward, a little back. We may start to let the hands or the forearms come down onto props or to the floor. Make sure you feel supported. The hips may sway a little side to side. And taking your time to think about rising up. Going slowly. If the feet have slid, we might again just heel toe in a smidge, put a little bend in the knees, and we'll rise on up. So possibly we're heel toeing the feet a little wider and pivoting right toes to face a short edge of the mat. Fan the toes and lunge into that front knee and re-extend toes fan. So we may lunge into the knee, re-extend. Let's check both sides. Pivot right toes in, left toes out. Say hello, bending, toes fanning, extending, releasing. We'll move back to the middle, take it back up to that right side. Perhaps hands on hips, and we may hold. We may open the arms wide. We may peer to the right. We may place that left hand on the hip and take the right hand behind the head, tipping back towards the left. And we may rise up and release that right forearm onto the thigh. Top arm, left arm may lift up. Left arm may extend, reach overhead. We may sink a little deeper. And then slowly rising up, pivot right toes in. And again, if you're sliding out on the mat, need to adjust, heel toe feet in a smidge. Left toes face a short edge of the mat. And we may come down into that warrior two position. Arms expanding, rolling that left knee back. Perhaps right hand to the hip, left hand to the head, and we may tip back, leaning back towards the right, pressing the back of the head into the hand. And we may rise back up, forearm to thigh. Top arm may rise. Top arm may reach on the diagonal overhead. Maybe we're sliding intentionally the right heel further back. Let's rise up, and if the feet are particularly wide, take a moment and again, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Navigate feet in. Let's get into the front of the thighs just a little bit. Stepping right foot back. So just in case you weren't doing the kneel on the floor, maybe standing, hugging the heel towards the glute with your hand or a strap. That might be an option. So just taking a few moments to feel into the front of the thigh. And when you feel ready, trading sides. So we might grab that second foot. And releasing that second foot back down to the ground, shifting it out. So let's look at our props. If you have something soft, we are going to go on the ground, so you probably want your mat for cushioning. But if you have a blanket that you can roll up partway, roll it up, and we'll place that down on the floor, down on your mat. If we look at what else you have available for props, if you have a big cushion, a bolster, or even a stack of folded blankets that you use as a bolster, the invitation is to put them off the left side of your mat, and you'll adjust once you get down there, but it'll start on the left side of the mat for now. If you don't have that, a block, one of the small sofa cushions, that could work for you. We probably want some kind of support for the head, some kind of pillow prop. It could be a yoga block, and that's going overhead. So your roll is going to go at the hip. So this does take a little bit of maneuvering around to get the props in the right spot for now. So we're going to come on down, knees facing your right. That roll is going just about above the right hip. So we're coming down slowly. If it's just in the wrong spot, too big, unwind. The right arm is scooching to the right, and we have our pillow prop to support the head. So again, just take a few moments. How is this feeling? The prop in the hip. You might even find that you want a wedge under the right knee, or maybe a prop between the knees. So your other block or your cushion, it's going to go to your other block, will be near that left shoulder. The hand again, the left hand goes to the back of the head. Be very careful as we roll backwards. You might need to adjust your pillow prop more left. So your long cushion prop, if you're using one, and mine has a handle, so I'm just looking for that. We may land the shoulder and extend the arm, so the entire arm may be supported. So be a prince or princess in the key, be fussy, move your props as needed. The right arm may extend, the elbow may have bend. Let the eyes rest. Perhaps we're noticing those parts of the body that are trying to help hold on. Often it is the brow, the jaw, the lips may be a bit pursed. With each exhale, where can we find a little more ease? Can we soften the jaw more? Can we let the lips part? And the body adapts. You may find that something that started out as a great stretch through the chest, the shoulder, that maybe now we need a little more. Maybe we see if that shoulder, that arm is ready to come to the ground. We may lower the pillow prop. I find that putting the block underneath the left shoulder tends to bring the stretch right back into the upper chest for me. Moving very slowly, we'll think about rebending that left elbow and rolling back over to the right. Take your time. And we'll press into the hand to trade sides. So you are welcome to just swap sides, but that roll goes back in the hip, and we'll have our pillow prop. You're probably using the same thing. You may just need to shift if you're using that pillow or blanket stack. You may need to shift it to the second side. So take a few moments to get the props right for you for now. They can change. Hand again to the back of the head, and we're letting that elbow roll backwards, moving the pillow prop as needed so that the head stays supported. And as the body adapts, maybe we're even pressing into that left elbow a little and scooching the left elbow a little more left and re-extending left arm. And taking your time, thinking about re-bending that right elbow, hand perhaps to the back of the head. Carefully tipping, rolling back to your left side. Give yourself a few moments sidelining. And then very slowly pressing yourself up. Now, as we make our way up, again, no hurry at all. We'll keep using your roll prop, but perhaps instead of a roll can be a little intense. We fold it and put it back in the shoulder stand position. So after doing those twists and the other belly work, we may come down with the belly right on the prop. Now you are welcome to go thicker if you like with the prop. We may tuck the toes, we may widen the legs. We may find those little shifts side to side. We may grab a block and let the ground rest. Breathing into the prop, into the belly. The toes do not have to stay tucked. They may be pointed. We can certainly stay here longer. We may be releasing brow to the ground. Planting the hands and rolling up. We may release down just enough to press back again into child's pose. Letting the arms extend forward. Maybe giving a little wobble through the hips. And we may slowly press ourselves up. Option in that kneeling seat to, again, have the hands behind the head and hug the elbows in. Option to weave the fingers together, heels of the hands connected. So the forearms will press into the back of the head and the elbows will hug in. Tuck the ribs back. Option to grab a very sturdy block and come over to a wall. So we might be bringing our mat right up to a safe wall. Maybe no windows, maybe no cactus. So we may take that sturdy block right up against the wall. You're welcome to keep the knee padding there. I'm going to put my back to you for a moment so you can see this at the wall. So we may have heels of the hands together. Forearms are touching the back of the head and the forearms are above the head in this orientation. And then I'll spin around and face you for a moment. So we may just place the forearms on the ground. The head is not on the floor. Now you can certainly just keep the knees down. Knees can stay absolutely down. We might use this block at the wall so that as we come down, slide the block just a little forward so that you can wrap your fingers now around the block. I'm going to show you that. So pretend my leg is the floor. The hands are weaving together around the block. The back, well, you can certainly keep the knees down. But we may lift the hips. We may lift the hips and rise up. You can also do this if you have two blocks. I particularly like two blocks, creating an L shape. So you have this opening for the fingers to wrap around the block, and you have even more block if you are straightening the legs for the back to lean into. The head is not touching the ground. We're not bearing any weight in the neck. And then gradually releasing down. And as we come down, if you would like to continue using the wall, we'll get closer to the wall. Rock onto the back body and with bend in the knees. Slide a blanket folded underneath the hips. Let the hips settle and the legs may reach up the wall. If the hamstrings are feeling a little tighter, you can be further away from the wall. The arms may open wide. Perhaps sliding the little toe sides of the feet down the wall and letting the knees open wide. We may slowly bring the legs back up the wall. Letting the knees bend, press the feet into the wall just enough to slide the prop from below the hips. Let the hips settle, re-extending the legs. Perhaps reaching the right arm overhead, re-bend the knees and carefully roll off the wall, resting on right side body. And at your own pace, returning to a seat. Perhaps using the wall for support, sitting right up against the wall. We may take a moment to roll up, rubbing hands together, bringing a hand to the belly and a hand to the upper chest. Sealing our practice with vibrational sound. Deep inhale. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this practice, everyone. Let me know if anyone has any questions.